This is SCAC Men's Basketball Media Days, and joining us today from Georgetown, Texas, is the Southwestern University men's basketball team head coach Jansen Hightower and senior forward Blake Scott. And gentlemen, first of all, we appreciate you guys taking the time out to join us and discuss the upcoming season.
Thanks for having us, James. Happy birthday to you, and we appreciate you guys taking the time to do this and make the presentation of basketball really special.
Absolutely, and we'll start with this, Coach. This is your first year as head coach of the team, but it is your third year with the program, being an assistant coach the past 2 years. Just to share with us, what's the transition been like from assistant coach to head coach?
Oh, absolutely. The transition has been pretty smooth. Fortunately, I was able to recruit half of these guys and build a good relationship with the returners that I didn't necessarily recruit. One of the guys sitting next to me. I was able to be professional in the assistant role. They figured out I knew somewhat what I was talking about from a basketball perspective. So I think I built that respect on the court and off the court as well. But going from being closer to them as far as, like we've said before, they end practice liking the assistant coach. And usually that's not a problem, but being the head coach, having to be on them more, challenge them, being the guy that keeps them accountable and pushing them, to their highest level. That's been, something they've had to adjust to from me, hearing that different side of me and more intense side of myself. But I've always been competitive and portrayed that to them and tried to push them as an assistant coach. So now it's going to the lead man, and there's been some learning curve with learning new drills, learning what we're trying to do offensively now. Defensively, we're pretty much the same, so that hasn't been too much of an adjustment. But some learning curve with new drills and new offensive schemes. But transition, the guys have been great, had a good energy. We have a lot of talent, and it's been exciting so far.
Coach Hightower, let's stay with you and just share with us simply some of your expectations and goals for this team in 2014-15.
Yeah, absolutely. Expectations and goals. Goals, I would say, as far as statistical perspective, we need to out-rebound opponents. Rebounding margin needs to be positive. Assist-turnover ratio, we need to have a positive assist-turnover ratio for us to be successful. And then shoot better from the free throw line. That's been a problem for 2 years. We're trying to work on it, shoot a lot of free throws in practice, pressure free throws, that sort of thing. So those are some goals. Obviously, make it to the conference tournament should be the bare minimum goal, be one of those top 5 or 6 teams. But to take it a step further and take the next step in the program is, to be in the top 2 or 3 in the league and then make the conference championship, I think, is what we're shooting for. Expectations from them is just for them to bring the competitive nature and the accountability for each other every day to practice. They make a statement every day at practice of what they're going to bring and just be consistent with the effort and the productivity on and off the court.
Blake, let me turn to you. Just simply share with me the excitement level among the team. You guys are going to open up on Monday, November 17th at St. Edward's, so just right around the corner. Share with me just the excitement level to get things started here soon and to open up this new season.
I think everyone's really excited. The energy levels are amazing every day. Everybody wants to practice and get better and push each other. I think the young ones are especially excited for our first game on Monday, and the returners are for sure too.
Blake, I'm going to stay with you now. Tell me just what have you seen from this team throughout the preseason, from your perspective, especially being one of the seniors on this team. What are you seeing from the team as a whole?
Everyone's just seems to be more competitive. We're really pushing each other. And in the past, people have taken it easy on each other, and now I think we're just really pushing each other to become the best players that we can possibly be in practice every day.
Coach Hightower, you have 5 seniors on this team, including Blake. How vital are they going to be to this team's success?
Well, as far as that goes, we have some seniors that are going to play important roles, especially Blake. And I honestly think we will be as good as Blake wants to be. I think he's one of the most dynamic players in this league. I've set high goals for him, and he should for himself. And I think we will go as far as he's willing to take us, and then Obviously, everyone else has to play roles as well, but playing around him and him bringing the effort on the defensive end as well as what he can do on offense is going to be huge for us. Travis Kurtz is a guy that's started games for 3 years, going to play a big role. He's doing well in the offense, coming off screens and scoring. He's got to rebound and defend to stay on the floor. Adrian Johnson's another guy playing point guard for us, just really tough kid, making some shots in preseason. Their leadership, they have to be more vocal, which they've done a better job of, but they've got to be leaders on and off the floor. If they're on the bench, resting or coming off the bench, whatever it may be, they need to be encouraging guys and staying in the game mentally and pushing those guys to do the best they can. But they're going to play an important role and bring along the younger guys, to get the point we need to be at as far as wins, losses, but as a program as a whole and for our culture's sake.
Blake, hearing that from your coach, just explain to me the importance it is to yourself to be a leader on this team. Just what does it mean to you?
Just pushing our players to do the best they can in each possession, go as hard as we possibly can, and take no breaks off in games. I don't want to have people not going 100% every possession. We need to do that every time if we want to win in this league.
This is SCAC Men's Basketball Media Days with head coach Jansen Hightower and senior forward Blake Scott. And Coach, let me turn back to you. Let's break down a little bit of some of your players. First of all, tell me a little bit about your guards, the backcourt, if you will. What have you seen from them throughout the preseason, and what do you think is going to emerge from them throughout the season?
Yeah, being a former guard myself, I'm a little prejudiced, but I think college teams need good guards to be successful. I think if you look at any college teams at any level that have been successful and have won and gone to national tournaments and won championships, they have good guard play. And so that's going to be huge for us. Just to name some guys, we've got a three-way battle at the point guard spot. Brandon Hawk, who's a transfer as a sophomore, has been hurt here recently, but is a very good player. And then Adrian Johnson, who I mentioned, does some good things, as well as Connor Kim, who's a first year from California. They can both score the ball and get us some stuff out of the offense, penetrate and kick. They all have to, be able to guard their position, stay in front of guys, and also get in the mix on rebounding to really separate themselves. But they've been good. We have two guys named Chris at the two-guard spot. Chris Lee is a junior, and Chris Molina is a sophomore. Both guys can light it up, can shoot the three very well. They need to expand their game, get into the rim. Both play extremely hard. They've been battling in practice. They know that they're neck and neck for minutes at that spot. And then Kerry Sanders is a first year that has pushed for some time at the 2 and the 1. About 6'1", 6'2", long arm kid, can defend at those spots. At the 3, we've had Travis Kurtz, who I mentioned, and Ben Stiver, is a sophomore who just plays his butt off every possession, rebounds consistently, can make open shots. And Eric Garza is another senior that played well and has been injured lately for us. But that's our guard spots and wings, if you want to call it.
And Coach, let's stay with it. Let's move to the front court now. Tell me a little bit about that group.
Yeah, the front court. We have more height and depth than we've had in my 3 years. Just have a bunch of guys that are interchangeable, can play the 4 and the 5, and we have size at those positions and ability to shoot the ball there, ability to get to the rim. We have post play, guys that can score on the block as well as off the block. So we have some depth. Blake Scott, as we've talked about, and then Zach Whitlock is a sophomore. That's probably going to play a lot of minutes at the 4 or the 5. Guy that can do a lot of things. He's athletic, rebounds like crazy, just is very active. We have a first year, Danny Kellum, who can really shoot the ball and stretch the floor. And, we're trying to get him more physical inside, but he's definitely done some things in practice that have been impressive. We have Josh Mann coming back, who played 2 years ago as a first year, who was recruited. Big kid, has come back in better shape and has started to play well in practice and contribute. He's keeping to get better. We have Ryan Ogden is a first year that will play the 4 and maybe some 3. Can just do a lot of things. He's athletic. He can shoot. He's a smart player. He can rebound. He can guard inside and out. And then we have Nnamdi Akabogu, who was hurt or had health issues coming out of high school and is now going to play as a sophomore. That he's a big body. He gets in there and he battles. And so they're going to push each other for minutes every day. And whoever rebounds and is productive is going to stay on the floor.
Blake, let me turn to you. Share with us some goals that you have set for yourself and that the team has set for itself for the upcoming season.
Really pushing myself to be a better rebounder this year and shoot better from the free throw line. And as a team, I believe we can go a lot further than. We can go as far as we want. Just we have to believe in ourselves, and think that once we do that, we'll be a pretty scary team.
Coach, you also have 7 newcomers on this team. Tell me a little bit, just as a whole, what is that group? What have you seen from that group in practice? What have they brought to the team throughout the preseason? And how will they impact this team during the regular season?
Yeah, I think the new guys have brought immediate impact. Not necessarily, taking starting jobs, which some of them have pushed for, but just the competitiveness and energy they've brought into practice. Older guys definitely have had to improve on what they're doing, improve their effort, their competitiveness, and their consistency to try and hold off some of these younger guys because they can play. They come in, they're a very smart group. There's no drop-off as far as basketball knowledge. Where to be on defense, finding the open man. They can knock down shots, they can do different things. So they've come in and have good energy and push these guys, and they're the type of kids that we need to build upon, including that sophomore class as well, and build on those guys to build the culture and the program that we want. And they've pushed these guys to be accountable, the older ones, and then they have to try and lead the younger ones and show that this is going to be a big year for us as far as where we're going to end up and start going as a program. But they've come in and done a good job, and need to keep them staying after each other and pushing each other every day.
Gentlemen, we'll get you out on this final question. Blake, let's start with you. For Southwestern to meet its goals and expectations in 2014-15, what will be the keys to success?
Just keeping our energy up and definitely rebounding. Once we do those, if we keep those 2 up, I'm sure we'll achieve our goals.
Coach, I'll ask you the same question. What will be some of the keys to success?
Keys, I think, are consistency. Not just from what we bring in practice, but in games. I think if you look back at our schedule last year, we beat some good teams, but then we also didn't win some games I thought we should have. We always gave up runs that lasted too long, gave up scoring runs to other teams. So how we react to adversity and to those situations is going to be very important for us. And can we get a big enough group of guys that they don't care what the other team's jersey says, they're going to go out and play as hard as they can and try and represent Southwestern basketball and what that means. And for us, it's finding an identity. Like Blake said, we have to be able to rebound. We need to be tougher than teams. Maybe not be the most talented out there as a group, but we can work harder than people, and we have the talent to win some games in this league. So the consistency with the effort and performance and how we react to adversity in games and in practice is going to be huge for us.
This has been the SCAC Men's Basketball Media Days with the Southwestern University Pirates. Head coach Jensen Hightower and senior forward Blake Scott. Gentlemen, we appreciate the time so much, and we wish you and the rest of the team good luck in the upcoming season.
All right. Thank you, James. Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.